Virtual reality opens new worlds and new opportunities for education. Whether you want to travel to a new country, understand ancient rituals, explore new challenges, virtual reality can take us anywhere, easily and effortlessly. My first bibliography reflects the foundational considerations of my PSP, with an ultimate argument of using VR as an effective tool to heighten cultural awareness of soldiers and foreign service officers before they arrive in country. I will argue for better pre-deployment education to maximize effectiveness of soldiers once on the ground. Initially, I began with the Handbook of Virtual Reality. Chapter 46 looked at specifically addressing VR as a training platform in building cultural awareness. And several articles identified in that handbook will also be referenced in subsequent bibliography entries. The first part of the key articles that will support this section are 1. Improving Cultural Awareness in the U.S. Military by Colonel Herschel L. Holliday, U.S. Army. This article discusses interesting cultural awareness studies at several military schools, including the Army War College, and ultimately documenting the importance of greater awareness of an adversary's culture as a means to mitigate conflict. 2. Looking for gold nuggets in the melting pot. Language, Cultural Awareness, and the Fourth Generation Warrior by Thomas E. Stenmark. This article discusses the value of civil affairs projects to restore and improve living conditions and building relationships with locals as valuable components of winning the hearts and minds of local populations. It goes on to analyze the challenges the military has in gaining language skills and cultural awareness, and some efforts undertaken by the Army to address these challenges. The second part of my paper will discuss the constructivist educational theory as particularly supporting this type of education, where the information presented is building on knowledge already possessed by the student. The two key articles to support this section are 1. A Constructivist Approach to Virtual Reality for Experiential Learning by Paola Aiello and others from the University of Salerno in Italy. This article explores the concept of constructivist learning together with the processes that these tools may activate. Notably, the article looks at how this approach has altered the relationship between teaching and new technologies. 2. Virtual Reality, Education, and Constructivism Theory by Elliot Hu Ao. This article specifically addresses how VR allows students to construct their own knowledge from meaningful experiences. The third section will continue the educational discussion, but from the technology side and focus on VR as an educational tool. The fourth and final section of the paper will link VR to cultural awareness training and support its use. The key references for these two sections include 1. Experience on Demand, What Virtual Reality Is, How It Works, and What It Can Do by Jeremy Bailenson. We've all read this book. It provides excellent baseline data to use in arguing the effectiveness of VR as a training medium. 2. Future Presence, How Virtual Reality is Changing Human Connection, Intimacy, and the Limits of Ordinary Life by Peter Rubin. We have also read this book, and it provides excellent anecdotes and references to support the premise that immersion training through VR can be a valuable tool for pre-deployment training. These readings are from my first bibliography, and of course have been supplemented in the subsequent bibliographies we've submitted. Thank you very much.